Hey guys. Oh, lighting.
Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. Not dead yet, true shit. So why do I worry about what I can
That's a
see?
big difference with lighting.
I was recent-
Hey guys, Jonathan here for Just My Tech, and in today's video, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of setting up your own smart home network and whether you should use the standalone app or get into the smart hub setup. Now, a lot of people want to create their own smart home setup. Like they want smart lights, they want a smart doorbell, as well as a smart security system, something that's catered to your needs. Whether it's to monitor your kids or monitor somebody taking your Amazon packages. It's really up to you. And the beauty is you can set it up however you want. But there are advantages and disadvantages to setting up your own network. Especially depends on your level of expertise. So first you gotta ask yourself, how much money do I wanna invest? That's a key thing. Because a lot of these smart home devices, they require parts to them. Now, of course, you need your smart home device, which could be like a smart doorbell, a smart light bulb system, or even like a smart home speaker. The key thing is that do you want to integrate more items? If you just want to have something here and there, you should be fine with just buying the smart home device and dealing with the app. Do you know a lot about the apps? Do you know a lot about apps in general? Are you great with passwords? That's what really breaks down how well you can set up your network, or if you should set up a detailed network. Some setups would be better suited if you just used a standalone app for each little thing you needed. Now, one thing to look at before you get any of these devices: are you great with passwords? Do you like to deal with a lot of apps? Those are the first two questions I would ask myself when getting into this setup. I kind of would stick to the single app setup. Set up one particular password that you would use for these networks. Now, please don't make it password or ABC123, because guaranteed you're not going to have the most secure network around town. Now, you want to make sure what kind of system do you want to set up. Do you want to set up a fully functional security system, or do you want to just set up something just to monitor your front door or just control the lights in the living room? Now, if you just want to do that, then maybe you're just better off with just getting a dedicated system just for lighting. Now, there's one caveat to that. Once you start controlling your lights, you're gonna want to control other things as well. So I'm gonna put this out there, a disclaimer: leave room for improvement or growth. But if you find yourself to be kind of a geek or an IT professional, then maybe you want to get a smart hub where you can control everything all through one single app. Now, quite honestly, there are drawbacks to that as well. You may have to stick to one brand, you may have to stick to one operating system. It really depends, but for the most part, all of these smart home devices do run on the same signals and do allow for flexibility between different smartphone operating systems like iOS or Android. So for the most part, you'll be okay with that. Now, you can get into different scenarios where it's a matter of, do you want a smart home speaker to control your devices? Do you want to control it via voice? Do you want to control it via your phone? Or would you rather just play with the app and control it that way? Now, when you want to integrate more than, I would say probably more than 4 items, then you might want to consider getting into, say, a particular ecosystem like the Nest or the Hughes, where they've already got a system built in, or invest in a smart home hub. Currently, I'm using the Samsung SmartThings Hub that really helps to integrate everything together, but it doesn't work seamlessly. Now, it can set everything up, but if you want to get more bang for your buck, you're gonna want to add something like an IFTT. So this is kind of like a bridge app that does help you helps your devices do exactly what you want them to do. Now, nothing's perfect in this space. It's all going to be on you. Once you get the hang of it, then everything will run smoothly for the most part. Remember, you're a techie. Nothing is perfect. It's always going to have glitches, but you should be able to get it running smoothly enough where the average user can use it with no problem. Next, you want to look at, if I grow, what system am I going to use? Currently, for myself, I switched from an Amazon Echo to a Google Home, and that controls, for the most part, my whole system. But I do have a Samsung SmartThings hub. Now, the biggest thing that people look at, it's Samsung, so they're gonna assume it's just strictly Android, which is false. A lot of these devices are controlled via Z-Wave or Zigbee, and these are different radio wave protocols. They also utilize Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but that's more of the short-term ranges. Definitely pay attention to price. You don't have to get the latest and greatest, especially if you're new to this space. But if you have a tendency to want higher resolution items, you want the HDs, you want the Pro, everything in the world, buy it from the start, because you're gonna get the itch to want to buy new devices. When there's a new device, I'd wait until they work out the little glitches here and there, but go ahead and invest in the best. So currently I have the Ring Doorbell 2. I didn't go with the Ring Doorbell Pro because 1080p is enough for me, and the advantages, disadvantages, they just didn't stack up for my view. I am a techie, so I always like the latest and greatest. But you also have to be realistic in what you want versus what you're getting. Now, for my setup, I do have a Ring Doorbell. I have 3 Google Homes. One is a Google Home Standard, and the other 2 are Google Home Minis. I do find that as long as you have one Google Home, you can get away with just using the Google Home Mini. And quite honestly, if you're more of a novice, you can get away with having just a whole bunch of Google Home Minis. The next step is understanding that nothing is perfect and that there will be issues. Sometimes you're going to have to restart the hub. Sometimes you're going to have to update the firmware. This is all on you. That's why you're doing this yourself. You understand that getting in. You also know that you have to set up your passwords. There is no tech support. You are tech support. I take that back. There is tech support, but it's limited. You are mainly the tech support for your smart home device. So as long as you understand that, this will run smoothly. Now there's always videos on YouTube, just like this, that can help you work through little issues. The beauty of having these devices is that you control what you want and when you want things to work. You also control where you want them. You're not limited to somebody installing them. You're also not limited to particular brands or an ecosystem in the smart home space. You can control everything. For the most part, everything communicates with one another. So you can add anything to the network. Always do your due diligence and research. As always, like and subscribe. I'm sorry I've been away for a bit, but I'm trying to get back into the flow of things. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead, hit that like button. Make sure hit the notification bell so you actually get notified when these videos come out, and I will be bringing out more videos. I'm going to be kind of getting into how the apps work and why they work best for you. So if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. Always hit me up on Instagram, Twitter. I'm also on Facebook. So, as always, I'm Jonathan Hurt for Just My Tech, and I'll catch you in the next.